Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle. How are you? If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for all of your support. I really do appreciate you helping me grow this brand new channel. I know I'm getting off to a slow start. I know I am. I've just been so busy lately, but in a very good way. And I hope to share some of my new projects, new things with you very soon. Very soon. Just have some things that I like to get together before I announce it. But my honeys, you have chose a reading called How Do Men View You? I mean, first of all, Spirit is saying, how men view us is probably none of our business. So this is one of those readings where it's not really your business, but you're about to find out anyway. And meaning, why do we even need to care? But I could also do one on why, how women view you as well. But this one is just for the curious folks. It's for the curious folks. And it's not like we have to, there's nothing that needs to be too toxic about it. It's just like in the areas of men who are in your family, people who identify as men who are your friends, lovers, colleagues. How do they view you? So that is going to be the reading today. We have 5 groups, 5. And my honeys, please only take what resonates because it is a collective reading. If you would like to get a personal reading, I do provide those. And the only way that you can secure one with me is through my website, www.blackdoveoracle.com. So on that website, you can see all of the readings that I offer personally. I even offer spiritual life coaching if that's something that you would like to do. Some of you all know that I do counseling as a profession, so I also do life coaching. So if you want to know what that is, you can go on the website. And my honeys, when you first log into the website, whenever you go into the website, you can enter to win a 6-month tarot reading from me, highly detailed, for 2025 by entering on my website. And if you go to my community tab, I'll tell you other ways that you can enter into this giveaway. So you can have an entry multiple times. But you'll need to go to my community tab on YouTube to find out all the rules. But definitely, if you go to my website, you can enter. Okay, my honeys. Say you want to collab. Maybe you want to do some business together. Maybe you have other things that you want to shoot by me. My email is blackdovedreamer@gmail.com. I'm very excited always to listen and talk about future collabs. Thank you. And lastly, my honeys, before you leave, before you click off, before you move on, if you resonate with any or part of this reading, could you please give me a thumbs up? It helps me grow this brand new channel. It's like I need to get more views, so hopefully I could do that if you give it a like. If you like the way that I read and you haven't been here before, welcome. My name is Kamara. I'm a psychic medium. I channel my ancestors, the Divine Ancient Sibyls, who were the original oracles, as well as Spirit itself. So know that all of these channeled messages are received with care and also transmitted with care. Okay, my honeys, so please feel free to subscribe if you have not. All right, so we are going to move into our readings because I have a feeling it's going to be a long one, you all. It's going to be a long one whenever I choose these 5. I don't even know if I should be even doing 5 groups. Some people like a lot of choices. Other people don't like that many choices. So I try to titrate it somewhere in the middle. But this reading is 5 groups. And again, we're going to touch into not just romantic, but family, friends, maybe even business colleagues. Okay. All right, my honeys. So let's transition over to group number 1. So let me put myself in here. Hi, my honeys. And let me take off the background. There we go. And let's go to group number 1. Yeah, it worked. Okay. I feel like I have like a little piece of something in my hair. Okay, and let me write down the number for group number 1. Okay. Hello, my honeys. How are you? This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and welcome group number 1 to your reading on how do men view you? And this is not only romantic, although it definitely will touch on that. It could be men in your family, people who identify as men who are your friends, colleagues. So we're going to touch into all of that, okay? And so welcome. All right, so let's just, Spirit saying, let's go to like an opening. We're going to do, why don't we do just kind of an opening message first? I was like, what do you want, Spirit? Like what for group number 1? Oh, I know why. Let's clear the energies. I was like, why am I feeling like I'm forgetting something? Let's clear the energies. Okay, group number 1. So men, how do they view you? I don't know. Spirit's already saying very beautiful, very beautiful. So there's quite a few men in your life who are attracted to you. Group number 1. But let's get an opening card from Spirit. How do men view group number 1? We have Page of Coins. And we have Ace of Staff. Yeah, there's quite a few men that are attracted to you. Really attracted to you. Okay? On the actual, very attracted to you. Some of you they see as someone who is so, this is interesting. I heard the word, so I'm going to say it. They see you as someone who's very fertile. And that could mean a couple of things, Spirit is saying. They definitely could see you as someone who's fertile, and on a unconscious level for some men. I mean, there are some men who consciously know that they have attraction that's related to procreating. Some people are very aware of that, like they even want children. But even for men who haven't really touched into why they may find you attractive, it really is underneath. Spirit is saying that you're very fertile looking. You may have nice hips. You may have that body just looks like it's getting ready. Looks like it's very apt for giving birth, for being pregnant. You're one of these people, group number 1, that if you and verify this if you've been pregnant before. And this is true. If you haven't been pregnant before, I'm just going to tell you, you're one of these people that attracts men when you're pregnant. Men are very attracted to you. They, you may catch them looking at you when you're pregnant. I think I had that, when I was pregnant, I actually had a whole nother new relationship when I was pregnant. It was like when I got pregnant, I broke up with the father of the baby. And then I actually met someone right after I broke up with him. And I had just found out I was pregnant, so I wasn't showing or anything like that. But I met this really cool guy, and we started talking. We were dating. It kept getting further along. And I hadn't mentioned that I was pregnant. And then I was like, one day we were just walking down the street, and I was like, hey, I have to tell you something. And this guy, he was such a sweetie. He was all like, okay. And, we were at the beginning of our relationship. We hadn't even slept together or anything. And it was so funny because I was all like, I have something I have to tell you. And he was like, okay. And I remember we're on this street corner in San Francisco. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And he was all like, oh, okay. Obviously, this isn't my child. And I was like, I know that's probably something that maybe you would not want to continue dating me. And he was like, no, I actually really like where we're going. And so we dated the whole time I was pregnant. the whole time I was pregnant. And then right before I gave birth, I was all like, you know what? I need to like focus on myself and my baby. So I broke up with him. But I had a boyfriend the whole time I was pregnant. I had a new boyfriend. So I mean, I don't know why. Spirit is saying this is like some of you in group number one is that same situation. Like if you look pregnant or you look like a new mother, there are a segment of men who are very attracted to you, including your partner, regardless of gender. But men, they like to look at you when you look fertile. For a small group of you, there are men who feel like you are very dedicated to the things that you create. They see you as someone who works very hard towards your creations. And so, if you aren't a person who's trying to get pregnant or whatever, or has been, this is the other meaning of that, which is men really do see you as a creative genius. And that anything that you decide to pay attention to, group number one, any of the things that you put your focus on become very successful. And many of them see you as I'm hearing for some of you, there's men in your life who really admire what you create. So you might be an artist of some sort, or you may, for some of you, you may do some kind of artistry that has to do with florals, like maybe you're a florist, or you're some kind of when people do kind of art with different kinds of like flowers and nature, I don't know if they're necessarily florists, but they do some kind of art. You might do something very unique, and a lot of men in your life, they very much admire the way that you've been successful with the things that you've been creating, group number one. Some men are very, they have a forlonging for you. They don't feel like they would ever be in a situation where they could actually be with you, group number one. Maybe they are, I'm hearing the brother of your partner. This could be a cousin or a family member of your partner. Maybe your partner has friends who are attracted to you, group number one. Take it where it resonates. You may not want to admit this. Spirit is saying you may not pay attention to it, but there are some men around you that I think are connected to your partner, if you are partnered, that are also very attracted to you. Some men, moving on, some men, group number one, sometimes they don't see where you are wanting to go. I mean, they feel like you know what you're doing, but sometimes they don't see what you're doing. They don't see the direction that you're going. But they feel like you're happy regardless. But there may be some people, and I'm hearing this is people in your family, men in your family, who may not always understand the decisions you make. But they feel like you're happy. This is interesting. They feel like you're happy on your path. So they're happy for you, group number one. Like they don't always understand, though. That's what I'm getting in a big way. There is some, but they also see you as someone who has a lot of people who love and admire your work. Yeah, so for some of you, your work is very unique. It's not the ordinary thing. And so for some of you in group number one, there are people in your family who don't really understand your work. They don't understand, the logic of this career, but they have seen many people admire your work. For some of you, you have people starting to collect your work. So if you are an artist of some sort, your name is starting to get out there. But there are men in your family, I'm kind of getting family, community, who don't necessarily understand the nature of your work, but they do know it's popular. They do know it's successful. They do know that people are always like, oh my God, group number one, I love their work. So there's men in your family and community that are starting to hear that. They're starting to understand that, wow, group number one is very visible with their work. There are men in your family too who feel as if you're very humble about your popularity too. Maybe that's also something they don't understand. Like, they don't understand how you're not out here talking all the time about what you do, or how you're not out here self-promoting yourself. There's someone who's who's a man, who doesn't understand why you're so kind of laid back with this success of yours. They feel like you should be out there, like, really getting all the interviews, all this thing, like, they feel like you're not taking. This is interesting. While they do feel like you put energy into things and you're working very hard on your creations, they also, at the same time, I think their confusion is that sometimes they don't see you always, hyping yourself up. And this is weird, because I think this particular man would be doing that, hyping themselves up, talking about their creations or business whenever they had an opportunity. Very interesting. There are some men, though, who see you as someone who's very much a warrior. They see you as someone who you do a lot of self-sacrifice when it comes to things that matter to you. When it comes to the things that matter to you, group number one, there are a lot of men in your life that see you fight for those things. Especially, there's a man in your life, group number one, who felt like they could have supported you in the beginning. Maybe you came towards them and you were like, hey, maybe I need an investment, I need a grant, or I need a loan. And this person might have turned you down, or might have, like, not really got back to you. And now this person sees you. They see you moving forward, growing things, moving forward in your business. And it's very interesting, because this person is kind of regretting now that they didn't invest in you. They didn't take a chance in you. But they see how that didn't even stop you. You're a warrior. It didn't stop you, group number one. You were like, okay, I'll go find funding somewhere else. And that's what you did. I don't even know if you took it personally. You were just like, I need to have these things in place. And you were asking people you wanted to. But there is a man in your life who regrets not taking you seriously, because they see, once again, you are being seen right now in this page of Pentacles energy. Someone who is very much on the forefront of success. Someone who's being noticed for their work. Hold on for 1 second, because I think I might have dropped a card, but I don't know where it went. That was funny, because the card actually is the artist. That was the card that was on the floor. So there you see, like, many of you in group number one, you create something. You're very artistic when it comes to whatever you do. And, even like in this picture, the person is showing as a painter, it looks like they're doing abstract stuff. You may do a kind of art that requires for people to have a very artistic eye. Like, they need to know what they're looking at, or have the curiosity. So yeah, again, there is some kind of male energy that's very confused by your work and why you're so popular and why you're so successful, group number one. But not in a negative way. They're just like, why can't I connect with what group number one's doing? But I think they connect with it in as much as they connect with it because they love you and they like you. So I'm hearing that. They love you and they like you. This could be a family member for sure. A father, an uncle. Okay, let's go to the romance. How do people view you? How do people, that's interesting, but how do men view you romantically? Group number one. They really love having heart-to-heart conversations with you. If you are with someone right now, group number one, oh my God, they just love their alone time with you. They love when you both maybe put the dog on a leash and you wake up Sunday morning and you both walk to your favorite little cafe or breakfast spot and you both just end up talking over breakfast or over coffee, over tea. This person loves to have one-on-one time with you. Many men do. They love that they feel like you pay attention to them in a particular kind of way. Group number one, you're not wandering off, you're not on your phone, you're very attentive with them. Um, even Spirit is saying, even if someone has a crush on you, this is one of the things they like about you is inviting you to coffee, inviting you for conversations. Some of you have a Venus in Gemini or a Venus in one of the air signs. I would say Gemini, though. You know what men like about you too, romantically, is that they don't have to hear about your ex. Like you rarely, if any, at all, talk about the people, your ex or anyone who's disappointed you in the past romantically. They don't ever have to hear about it. In fact, they get curious. They're like, you never talk about your ex at all. And they can know that you've gotten a divorce, or they could know that you've been separated, or they could know that you've had a really bad breakup. And they're like, wow, you never talk about this person. You're kind of just like, they like how you've moved on, group number one. How easily you move on, how much of your attention you give back to yourself. They find you very attractive because you continue to be very engaged in life, engaged in your world. They love how you can just stop and smell the roses. They love how very self-aware and how attentive you are to life around you, nature around you, people around you, even to yourself. Group number one. That's what very attractive, that you're wooed by the beauty of life, flowers, the sun, the moon. They love that about you, how you notice those things, how free you are, how you don't let love bind you. You do not let love take you as a prisoner. You've always been very free with your love. You've always been someone who, for some of you in this group, just a small bit, you may not even be monogamous. You're just kind of a free loving person. For others of you, even if you are monogamous, there's something very free about how you interact with men when you feel romantic. It's, I don't know, there's something about you that men know they cannot be a clingy, controlling type when it comes to you, group number one. They already know. They're like, even if I was in a relationship with group number one, I would always have to give group number one a little bit of their freedom, of their, not a little bit, their liberation is important to group number one. Their freedom is important. Men know this, and there's some men who really, they don't feel like they would be the one for you because they like to control things a lot, and they see like that would be something where you all would have quite a few disagreements. Yeah. Many men, Two of Swords here, they love that freedom nature about you. They love how free you are in your mind, your body, and spirit. And it's also a double sword for them because that freedom would make them feel a little insecure sometimes. They would wonder, who are you with now? Who are you talking to? Where are you going? So there's some men, they kind of know right away that they're a little too insecure to be with someone like you, group number one, because you have your own rules. You have your own way of doing things. And they're a little bit It's funny because Spirit is saying, group number one, you tend to attract a lot of conventional men, meaning men who are very, I don't want to say conservative, but they're very conventional when it comes to relationships. Like they're, kind of what you see is what you get. You tend to attract those types. King of Pentacles types, Capricorns, maybe Tauruses, Spirit is saying. You may attract these kind of men who are very, they're more logic based. They're very set up with how they like their life to run. And in some ways, they're not always considered very creative with their life, but they are really attracted to you. It's like very much like an opposites attract thing for you, group number one. You tend to attract men who don't really know that much about art, don't know that much about tarot or the occult or astrology. Like they don't know that much about it. Like they're just attracted to you because you like all that stuff. Take it where it resonates. It could be vice versa too. But there's quite a few men who just love your passion for life. And even if they know nothing about that passion, they're willing to learn. They're willing to find out, right? Group number one. Yeah, because they see you as this beautiful sun. There's something about your energy that lights up the room, that lights up the space. When you come in, their attention is on you. They see you beaming, full of light. A lot of men are very attracted to you, very, very attracted to you. They would feel like they would have won a very huge victory if they were ever, ever, ever able to like date you or get into a relationship with you, group number one. They would, oh my God, they would feel like they're in a huge victory. They wouldn't be able to stop telling everyone. They're like, you know who I'm dating now? People would be like, you've never told me who you're dating. Why are you telling me now? Men would be so proud. Oh my God, I want you to meet my mom, my sister. You're like, okay, but we've only been dating for like a month. Like this person's going to be so excited. They're going to have to slow themselves down. For someone out there, there's someone who's really trying to slow themselves down because they're so attracted to you, group number one. They're so excited to introduce you to people. Very interesting. Okay, last few cards here. Clarify anything, Spirit, in terms of men being attracted. The men attracted to group number. Yeah, they see you. Literally. Some men secretly, they see you as that bad girl. Or that, regardless of gender, they see you as that bad, that bad Queen of Wands. Very attractive. Got the cigarette hanging out her mouth. Like there's something kind of like naughty about you, bad, group number one. And they're like, oh my God, I like that. They're like, oh yeah. Look, Two of Swords again. I really, quite literally, men, they feel like they know that being with you, group number one, it's almost like they know their heart's going to be broken. They're like, oh my God, I'm attracted to group number one, and I know that they're just going to be bad for me. I know they're going to break my heart. They really feel like you're going to break their heart, group number one. They really do. And so they decide long and hard sometimes. The ones that come towards you, group number one, they decide long and hard. Am I going to give this a chance? Like they know. They know you have a lot of admirers. They know that they only have like a half a second to interest you. Like there's a lot of competition for you, and people feel that, group number one. The men in your life feel that. The competition is steep. They only have so long, and in so precise way to not only attract you, but keep your attraction, keep you attracted and keep your attention, I'm hearing. Yeah. Why? Because it's really weird. Even though you're all these things, very popular, highly sought after, very much admired, you are very much a hermit. Group number one. I think there are moments where you come out and that's when the men see you. But when you are now nowhere around, you are in hermit energy. I think you like to do a lot of things alone. I think you have a deep spiritual practice that you're committed to, group number one. Sometimes you go off on your own. You don't tell anyone where you're going. You don't tell anyone what you're doing. In some ways, you're very private and you have a lot of autonomy. And there's some men in your life who wonder how would they fit because of this autonomy, because of your need for freedom. They wonder if they could let go. They wonder, you're the kind of person, group number one, that makes men wonder if they're codependent. And they may have never been called this in their life, but when they meet you, group number one, they're like, damn, I will always want to know where group number one is. I also want to know what group number one's doing, who they're doing it with. Like they feel like a little part of their obsession, group number one, is becoming codependent, and it's only with you. And usually it's when you're spending time with yourself. You're like, I've had things to do. I want to read a book. I'm going to wash my hair. Like whatever. You're not that kind who's going to placate to that. And I think there's some men in your life, group number one, who understand that they could end things with you by being too possessive. Yeah. With this Page of Cups, and I think you've gotten it twice now. Let me see. What other deck was that? Yeah, you got Page of Cups twice. They really... Some of you are younger than some of the men that are attracted to you. And some of those men wonder about that as well. Like, would you be interested in them? That's interesting. Let's not make it underage, okay? But some men that are attracted to you are a little bit older, and they like that young energy of yours. Take it for negative or positive, but they do. All right. Last few messages. You mean more to me than you think. Yeah, a lot of you in group number one, you have men who are close to you who have not revealed their attraction to you, but you do mean a lot to them. You may find that these men will never tell you they're attracted to you, but they do things to protect you. They do things to watch out for you. Spirit is saying you need to know. Yeah. There's a lot of men who have you. This is a standby card. There's a lot of men who are waiting for the right time to be with you, group number one. They're waiting for you to break up with someone. They're waiting for you to get over a breakup. They're waiting for you to stop being busy with work. Somebody's waiting for you. They're trying to clock the right time. Because maybe right now they see that you really are preoccupied with something. But there is definitely someone who wants to talk to you, group number one, who's attracted to you, who wants to shoot their shot. Okay, group number one. So if you resonated with any or all of this reading, could you give me a thumbs up? It's a way to help me grow this brand new channel. If you like the way that I read, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you click that bell, you get notified when I upload new readings. Group number one, it was a pleasure to read for you. I could see how the men view you and why it's very highly positive. Okay, group number one, take care. Hello, group number two. How are you? Let's clear the energies. And group number two, welcome to your reading. This is How Do Men View You? Spirit is saying, let's clear the energies a little bit more with some Palo Santo. So that's what I'm doing. I just have my fan going right here. So I had to turn away so it would light up. Okay, good. Clearing the energies. Yeah, group number 1 was interesting, that's for sure. So group number 2, this reading really could be about how do men view you in your family, men who are colleagues, friends, lovers. How do they view you? So it's broad, but we'll get to all the areas. Group number 1, group number 2. So sorry about that. So group number 2, let's focus in on the energy of the men in your vicinity, in your environment. How do they view group number 2? How do men view group number 2? It's Queen of Swords. Yeah. Men view you as someone who does not take any shit. Okay, group number 2. They view you as beautiful, but you take no shit. Especially when it comes to your freedom, like the way that you need to navigate the world, even in relationships. You will not take any shit. Like you do not. I think I know why I said group number 1, because there's a little bit of group number 1. There was something there too about like just not wanting to be controlled. Or in group number 1, men felt like they couldn't control group number 1. But in group number 2, men know if they have any kind of control issues, they should not walk towards you, group number 2. They should not even bother. I think you even upon meeting you, like being introduced to you, group number 2, they already know you're a Queen of Swords. Not only are you beautiful, but you are very intelligent. You clock a lot of things. You're very observant, and you do not hesitate taking a sword to somebody, meaning you will put somebody in their place. If they come at you wrong, you're going to put them in their place. And Spirit is showing you'll put them in their place while you're wearing your most beautiful silk robe. There's something about all of you in group number 2. You're very feminine. You wear very flowing, beautiful, natural, expensive fabrics. When you're around, it almost seems as if you're just the softest, most luxurious woman. I'm hearing woman, but take it where it resonates. You're very luxurious. You're used to the fine things in life. You're used to staying at the fine places. You do everything at a very upper level. And there's no way that you are a prisoner in any part of your life. Many of you have done some very intense healing work in group number 2. Your confidence is there. You are always exploring new areas of life. You're always out there in full energy. You're discovering new things. You're doing new things, group number 2, but you're very experienced as well. So it's something about the way that you like to live, the way that very confident, very confident. There are some men in your life who have tried to bring you down a peg or two because they didn't like your confidence. They didn't like how self-assured you are, group number 2. You've had quite a few men try to go up against you only to realize that you are a queen. Going up against a queen, especially if you're not a king at all, it can be very dangerous. And some men have, unknowingly, due to their own ignorance, tried to go up against you and lost their head. They lost their head. Literally. I don't know why Spirit is saying there's some kind of message in here. Yeah. There are men who very much regret how they've treated you in the past. They really wish they would have been smarter at the time that they had access to you. Group number 2 says, I wish things would be different. Yeah, you have someone who's really, they're sick. Literally, they are sick with the opportunity that they lost in you. Some of you, yeah, someone says, I want to be strong just like you. You know, some of these men in your life, they lost access to you because they were not brave. They were in an upside down strength. But when they met you, you were in some kind of situation with a group of people. And there were some men in that group who realized that you were way more confident, way more stronger, way more willing to fight than they were. And I think when you saw their weakness, group number 2, you may have lost respect for them. I'm just saying it. Or they may have thought that about you, meaning there was something about, there's definitely 1 or 2 men who regret not fighting alongside you. This is very specific, but there are 1 or 2 men, I kind of get this was a workplace issue, who are really regretting not fighting alongside of you, not taking your side, not defending you, not protecting you. Group number 2, there is some men who are, you know, I think these are, it feels like colleague energy, but it could be family. There are 2 men. One feels very strongly regretting. The other one also, but one strongly regrets not being by your side. Very interesting. How else do men view group number 2? They do view you as a beautiful companion. Men who have lost a relationship with you, you definitely come up in their mind, group number 2. Regret. That's the word I'm saying. A lot of regret. Because I think when they were with you, you took care of them. You were very loving. You were very kind. You know, low-key, Queen of Swords is usually the divorced queen. But, you know, there is at least... For some of you, I sense 3 energies that are very disappointed in not being able to be with you anymore. They really saw you as the truest companion, group number 2, that they've ever had. Someone who would never lie to them. Someone who would always keep them humble. Always keep them in their place. You were not that kind of queen. I keep hearing this is very much your energy. You're not that kind of queen that gave men easy access to you. You see how there's a door here? There's doorways to you. And you actually protect those doorways. You see how you're in front of your own door, your own closed door, you're in front of it, meaning you protect who gets to go through there. You are the, what is that word? It's flying. It's like on the tip of my tongue. You are the doorman of your own, of your own path. No one gets through that door to you without your permission, without your distinct say so. And many times they have to pass some kind of intellectual test, I'm hearing. Yeah. You have kept quite a few men humble. You've made them understand who they were in relationship to you, group number 2. You're not a figure that plays. So men know right away, group number 2, not to come with you with any kind of games. You see through a lot of that. You are very masterful at telling if someone's lying even. Yeah. You know, if you're watching this from group number 1, you might be over here because we also got hermit there. You do not mind spending time with yourself. Men feel like they cannot put a sense of urgency on you. Oh, like, that kind of urgency that people try to put on, like, oh, I've got a lot of options. So, you want to make sure that you say yes to me. And you're kind of one of these people that's like, okay, well, that's really cool. But if I'm not clear if I want to be with you, I could just spend time with myself until I find the right person. Like, you've got that attitude. Like, I could be with myself. Like, there's nothing wrong with being with myself. You feel absolutely no shame with being single. You've never been pressured any kind of way. In fact, many of you have such a devotional life. I get that a sense that, spiritually, you feel like your ancestors and God look out for you. They bring you the right people. So in group number 2, you're not really fazed by this whole lack aspect when it comes to relationships. You don't really care. Yeah, you would rather be protected through rejection than be with some vampiric, narcissistic man. And I think you might even say something like that, group number 2. So men know if they've got emotional issues, if they haven't quite grown in some areas, they just know not to approach you. They already know. Yeah. There's quite a few men. It's very interesting about you, group number 2, is that you actually need, do I want to use the word need? You actually would require a very strong, confident, intelligent counterpart. You really would, group number 2. And it's funny because the kinds of counterparts that you're attracted to, they have to be careful because they live on the edge of being confident, and in their man energy, they can easily go to narcissism. They can easily go to someone with control issues. So the men who are attracted to you, they have to know how to straddle that line, because they don't want to appear weak, someone who doesn't know, insecure, but at the same time, they don't want to be someone who comes off with a lot of control issues, who has to have things their way. So in some ways, you're looking for someone who's like a bit of an alchemist, a bit of a shapeshifter. That would be the energies for you, group number 2. And men know there's a very specific thing they need to, specific box I'm seeing that they need to fit in to be with you. They have to have a certain kind of maturity. And you have some men around you who question if they're mature enough, if they are smart enough, if they have enough going on. You are seen as very high value, group number 2. Very high value. Even if that's not something you would even want as a descriptor of yourself, many men see you as high value. Ace of Wands, many men want to sleep with you. Group number 2, they do. They're very attracted to you. If they had a chance, they'd shoot their shot. Even if you pummeled them to the ground, even if you took their head off, group number 2, they really imagine wanting you as their spouse, as their partner, because they feel like they could close a cycle with you. They feel like they could find true love with you, they could really have that family with you that they've wanted, or that community, or that successful business. There's a lot of men here in group number 2. The attraction is there across the board. haven't really felt your family energy. So maybe men in your family is not, maybe that's not much of an important thing. Maybe there aren't that many men in your family that you connect with. But outside of your family, outside of men who wouldn't be intimately attracted to you, outside of your family is everybody else. That's what I'm gonna say. Group number two is you've got men you work with who are attracted to you. You've got men who are quote unquote your friends that are attracted to you. You have men who are most definitely romantically attracted to you. So across the board, group number two, you tend to not know how many men are attracted to you, but they are. Many of them want to come in as a knight next to you. They want to learn from you. They want the benefit of sitting at your feet. Because by sitting at your feet, they get to learn from you, but they also get to kiss those feet. You tend to attract a lot of people who want to have you as their teacher too. Very interesting. So, anything else before we wrap up, Spirit? Anything else before we wrap up? Bring out the hoodoo deck. Anything else for group number two? How do men view group number two? I swear, if you're from group one, and you just kind of went to two, because this card came out too. Men are they think you are the sexiest thing alive. They watch you. They watch your movements. They watch your mannerisms. They're so attracted to it. So interesting. Yeah. Men love how you can just manifest whatever you want. And because you got 7 of coins here, not only do you know how to work smart, not necessarily hard, you're very successful. It attracts quite a few men. Quite a few men. Yeah. Especially men from the past. For some of you in group number two, you have men you used to work with. I'm talking maybe years ago who are attracted to you, who still try to keep up with you. Okay? You really do. They imagine themselves coming in and trying to figure out, what can I give group number two so I can get back into their life? It really will depend. You have 5 of Swords here. It really will depend on how your relationship kind of ended in the past. If it was a disappointment, you probably wouldn't even pick up the phone if they called. But if it wasn't, you might give them a chance. So group number two, if that resonated with you, could you please give me a thumbs up? It really helps me grow this brand new channel. If you have not subscribed and you like the way that I read, could you please consider subscribing, clicking that bell, because you get notified when I upload new readings, which is pretty often. And group number two, if this is where we leave each other, men are very clear about you. Very clear. All right. Take care, my honeys. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading on how men view you. I'm Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle, and we're just clearing the energies here for you, group number 3. So, group number 3, this could be men who are related to you, men who work with you, men who are romantically involved with you or want to be romantically involved with you, men who are just your friends. How do they view you? Group number 3. How do they view you? group number 3? How do men view group number 3? You know, men view you, group number 3, as someone who's really overcome a lot of chaos in their life, a lot of confusion. They view you as someone who has more recently taken stock of their life, has really settled down to try to look at all of their choices that they have to make. And men see you as someone who is getting your life together. You've gotten your life together. I mean, take it where it resonates, because the timelines could be different. But there's definitely some men in your life, group number 3, who feel like you are getting things together. You've turned over a brand new leaf. You are organizing yourself now. You are getting your life together. And there are men in your life who witness this. Yes, for many of you in group number 3, there are men around you who are noticing how you are healing from a breakup. You're healing, either it's a breakup or there was something very serious that happened to you, group number 3. If it wasn't the end of a relationship, it most definitely was something that put you in a 5 of Swords energy, but you're over it. I mean, you're working towards it. It's like a healing of some sort. And men are noticing that about you. Like, you're not coming off as depressed anymore. You're not coming off as someone who, just is a little down. Like, they see you turning your life around. Some of you in group number 3, I'm hearing, came out of some depressive mode, and I'm glad for you. And there are men around you who are seeing that too, especially a father figure. It could be your own father. It could be like an uncle who's a father to you, or it could be your spouse or partner who's also a father of your children or their children, but someone in father energy. They are seeing you really get back on track with your life. Yeah. And this is someone, they don't judge you, group number 3. I think they may have in the past, but now they see that you are doing it all on your own. You're balancing the scales in your life. Maybe you had to go to court. Maybe you had to do some things with legally that would have offered you more stability. For a small group of you, because I did see this with the Father card too, there's a man in your life who maybe you're divorcing from or you're separated from, who's starting to understand that you're not about the hokey doke anymore. You want to legally balance the scales. So maybe some of you need to get alimony. Maybe some of you need to get child support. And this person is seeing you're not playing anymore. You're organizing your life. Some of you went out and got a lawyer. Some of you are much prepared to go to court to make sure things are right. So take that where it resonates if that's you too. But group number 3, the men in your life so far, they're seeing that you are picking up the pieces. You are most certainly have exercised any kind of doubt, any part of yourself that didn't necessarily. Men are starting to see that you're acting in your best benefit, group number 3. And men are starting to see that if there are things in your life that you do not like, if you think that they are not benefiting you, you're getting rid of it. Some of you stopped drinking. Some of you stopped shopping. Some of you stopped hanging out with certain people. You exercise some part of your life that men are starting to take notice. Like you are changing things. You are not the same person that they used to know. Very interesting. And a lot of people, men and women, Spirit is saying, they know that you're heading into a new way of life, like, and you're quite ready to leave them behind. Men also view you as somebody they want to get to know. They do. Like if they don't know you, and this is like kind of shifting away from the people who do know you that you're kind of backing out of relationships with, like you're not seeing the benefit of it. When you meet new people, new men want to know you. Like if you've met a man recently, I'm not hearing in what context, spirit. If you met a man recently, like at a dinner or with some friends, like this is a friend of a friend, this person wants to get to know you more, group number 3. They're very intrigued by you. That's interesting. Yeah, they may have met you through a friend. Like maybe you went to a dinner party, maybe you are going to. So, take it where it resonates because the timelines could be different, you all. You might be meeting someone soon a man who you pique their interest. Men also see you as somebody, if they dated you before and they kind of went through a separation with you or they went through a breakup with you, wow. You are someone they felt it was very difficult to separate from. This might have been someone, and you would only remember this if this is yours, group number 3, but you remember someone who would still call you daily and you're like, no, we are broken up. I'm not trying to have conversations with you. Like you had to implement more boundaries with this person because they found it very hard to be without you. Even if things were really rough. This was somebody who always tried to reach out to you, texting you, calling you. There are many men in your life, and I'm hearing this is family, who believe that you deserve love. They've seen what you went through with someone. They saw like how a certain relationship almost broke you, group number 3. And there's some men in your life who say, but you deserve really to have a better relationship. I wonder, I guess because they feel like they know you. They don't feel like you deserve whoever you were with. Like there's something, some of the men around you feel like that relationship was unfair to you. Yeah. It was very much a burden, 10 of Wands. They saw how hard you would work in that relationship. Some of you, parenting by yourself, even though you were married. There's some men who've witnessed how hard you tried to keep things together and how a certain kind of King of Swords spouse who's in reverse, they were illogical, oftentimes impulsive. Men saw your counterpart or your spouse or your partner as someone who was totally unreasonable, very controlling, tried to make people feel dumb, tried to make you look dumb. Group number 3, there's a man around you who's seen the caliber of your ex-partner and they knew you were not for that person. Yeah. There are men around you right now who really are rooting for you. They want to see you in a good relationship, group number 3. They feel like you deserve it. You deserve it so much. There's a man around you who really feels like you deserve to know what love really is, what love really feels like, group number 3. This is a man who really cares for you. Could be for some of you, this is your father. For others of you, it could be an older brother, could be an uncle, could be a brother. It doesn't have to be older or younger. But the men in your life, I think that this is interesting. Some of them, one of these men, they feel regretful that they didn't really look out for you. before you got married or separated. There's some relationship, there's a man in your life who doesn't like that they didn't do anything to keep you out of this harmful, toxic relationship of the past. Like they feel a little responsible, like they should have said something. Maybe they knew the person that you ended up getting married to or partnered with, group number 3. But now this person feels like they should have warned you about this person. They should have been more insistent that you take time to get to know this person. They feel like they could have intervened. They feel like look, we have Father Sims here. It could have been your father. For some reason, your father feels like they could have intervened more to help you balance the scales in this past chaotic relationship. They really hate to have seen you be down and depressed and harmed by this relationship. Yeah. You have 9 of Cups here. I think all they want for you now is wish fulfillment. They really wish you would find the perfect person for yourself. For some reason, this person feels, you have a Strength card at the bottom, this particular man feels like you deserve love. And they wish that you didn't have had to bother with some kind of situation. It just didn't seem right to them. It seemed like they wanted to intervene too. That's interesting. Last few cards for group number 3. In some way, this person, this male figure, feels responsible for the level of toxicity that your relationship went to. They felt like they should have intervened. They should have gotten involved. Yeah. They saw how much you were worrying, how much things felt unpredictable to you. They really saw you go through a lot to get restabilized. I think I'll leave it there, group number 3. But that is how the men view you. Because this one person's energy is pretty strong. They view you as someone who deserves love in a relationship. And if they could, they would get involved to make sure that happens. If they could, they're going to do what they can to make sure you're never in that kind of situation again. It's definitely someone who loves you. So group number 3, if you resonated with this reading, could you please give it a thumbs up? It's a way of helping me grow this brand new channel. And if you like the way that I read and you want to stay connected, please consider subscribing. If you click that bell, you get notified when I upload new readings. Group number 3, if this is where we part, I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, group number 4. How are you? This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. I am the Black Dove Oracle, and welcome to your reading. How do men view you? Now, this could be men who are in your family, men who've worked with you, men who are romantically attracted to you, men who are your friends. So we're going to get into it all, and we're going to see what shows up, what energies show up in the male energy. Let's clear your energies, group number 4. So group number 4, how do men view you? Who is showing up here to let us know how you are viewed, group number 4? Men love how you're just so excited about the things you're doing in life, group number 4. People love that you love your path. I say people, but men, they love your energy for your journey. They love that you love your path, that you are excited to get going. Some of you are getting ready to maybe enter into like some kind of school program or something where you're going to be learning something. Others of you are getting ready to travel. You're getting ready to take off. And you're so excited by this. Maybe you're going to go study abroad. Maybe you're just going to travel for leisure, or maybe you're going to work remotely. Whatever you're going to do, there are men around you that sense your excitement, your happiness, even your confidence in taking to the road. Some of you in group number 4 are definitely doing something that's part of a journey. And that journey could be even symbolic too. So if you aren't physically going somewhere, you're getting ready to start something new that definitely puts you on a journey to something. That's why I would say some of you are starting a new school program, or you're doing something. But men are seeing how confident you are when it comes to this new path, this new thing that you're doing. You're very confident. You're very relaxed and grounded. When it comes to some men in your life are seeing that this is a big deal. This is something that could put you in a very highly visible position. And they're seeing how relaxed you are, group number 4, how grounded you are in yourself. A lot of men love your confidence. They really do. But it's an interesting confidence. It's a quiet confidence. It really does come from the inside, group number 4. You know that you can't fail. You could pivot, but there's something about you not failing. You could just pivot if you need to. Very interesting. Group number 4, men see you too as a good Samaritan. So maybe it is the work that you're doing. There's something you're getting ready to do, group number 4, that really is altruistic. It is something that means that you'll be helping people in some form or fashion. Men see you as a great helper, as a great caregiver. And caregiver in the positive sense. They see you caring for people. They see you caring for a cause. Many men admire this about you, group number 4. I think in the past, some men might have felt like you were a damsel in distress, like they didn't actually know sometimes what you were about or what you were committed to. They may have lumped you together with other feminine forms. If you're in the feminine, you don't have to be in the feminine. You can be in any gender you want to be. But some men saw you previously as someone who needed help, who didn't really know where they were going. But now they're seeing that has so shifted. You are very clear. It's Chariot card. You're very clear on where you're going, even at the unconscious level. So men have seen how much you have grown, group number 4. You really have grown in many ways. And many men in your life see the accountability, the responsibility that you've taken on in terms of the growth. Yeah, it's almost as if you have started on a new path, but you're not a fool, but you're allowing for your path to open wide, to expand. And men are seeing that you're very strategic that way. And they admire that about you. They really do. How do men who are romantically attracted to you, how do they view you, group number 4? They definitely feel the chemistry. Oh my goodness. Some of them are like, I've never even talked to group number 4, and I can feel the energy between us. So you've got some men who are really like, whoa, I am getting in touch with something inside of my body that feels like energy, and it's like a chemistry with group number 4. You have some men kind of, wow, feeling feelings they've never felt before. You do. And they're trying to trust it. They're like, wait, why do I feel this way around group number 4? They're like, why am I feeling like group number 4 is always on my mind? I'm always wanting to be up in group number 4's face. They're like, okay, I'm going to trust this feeling because it's intense for there's definitely a man in your life who feels very intense feelings for you, group number 4, but they're still trying to figure out how or why, or are they just, yeah, they feel like they're like, oh my God, I feel like a teenager, but I feel like group number 4 is my soulmate. So you definitely have someone, group number 4, who's very attracted to you, and this is very much on the energetic level. This is interesting. This person feels like they can connect with you, especially if they're just kind of relaxing. Maybe at night they're laying in their bed and they're kind of like, they feel like they can connect with you, group number 4. They feel like you all, I don't know, Spirit is saying in some cases have been having telepathic kind of communication or something. There's a lot of romantic feelings here. Group number 4, this person, they feel a very deep connection, something they've never, ever felt before. And they're wondering about that. It lets them know that you are indeed special. What about group number 4? How do men view group number 4? If they had to have a choice, it wouldn't be a choice. Group number 4, they would, 2 of Swords here. They're saying that they would automatically choose you if they had a choice. Yeah, Judgment card here too. They're very clear that they should be involved with you, that they should get to know you. This person is willing to even, something big has to change in order for this person to come towards you, group number 4. In order for this particular man to come towards you, they have to change something really. They have to put something in their life to an end. Something pretty big. Yeah. But they want to have victory with you. 6 of Wands. They see that they could. But they are going to have to make some pretty big changes in their life. Yeah. There's something here that's a bit of a burden to them that they're going to have to shift that to be with you, group number 4. 10 of Wands in reverse. Spirit is saying this card. Yeah, 3 of Wands. This person could even live far away from you and they would have to move. There's something big this person has to shift, this man, group number 4, that they would have to shift if they wanted to be with you, like moving, relocating, quitting something. All right. Group number 4. Ooh, yeah. They also would want to know if you would take them seriously, group number 4, if they did do that. I guess before they do that, they feel like they need to know that you would be interested in them like that. It's really weird because they're trying to wonder what should they do first? Like make themselves more accessible so that you would say yes to them, or do they need to see if they could shoot their shot with you and then have all this other stuff they have to clean up? They're kind of wondering about that. They're like, okay, if I appear like I live on the other side of the world, group number 4 may not even give me a chance because they're like, I don't want to be into anything a long distance. But they're like, but if I change all of my life and try to move towards group number 4, and they're like, I'm not interested anyway. This is kind of just where that person is. 7 of Swords. A lot of men see that you have been with men who have never taken you seriously. They see that you've been with men who've wasted your time, group number 4. Spirit's saying that there is a man also in your life who feels like it's the kinds of choices you make, group number 4. Because if you would have chose a man like them, this is someone who's got a crush on you. If you would have chosen a man like them, they said they would have made you happy, but they know that they may not look the way that you want them to look, or they may not be as tall or fashionable as the way that you want them to be, but they really do feel like they could make you happy, give you the kind of life that you want. That's interesting. You have a crush, group number 4. It's outside of the energy that I was feeling earlier. Yeah. They see you as an empress. They see you as someone to devote to give all of what they could give to. This is someone who has spent a lot of money on you. I'm just saying that, group number 4. Not that that needs to be your motivation, but this is someone who they would spend so much money on you, you might get uncomfortable. like slow that down. But yeah, they would give you everything that you want. They perceive that you would want. That's interesting. This is someone who wants to spoil you. But I also feel like it's because they don't feel up to snuff in other areas. That's kind of interesting. Like they don't feel like you would be attracted to them otherwise if they didn't give to you. So there's a little something codependent about that you would have to watch, group number 4, if you did allow this crush to come in and gift you a lot of stuff, because there's something there where they need to know that you like them for other reasons than just what they could give you. They love to hear you laugh. They love your laugh. You might even be embarrassed by your laugh, but this particular male loves the way that you laugh. They love, maybe you do some kind of snort. Do you snort, group number 4, when you laugh? I don't know. And yeah, this person's like, I'm done pretending. Some of you have a male that's very close to you that has a crush on you. They've been pretending like to be your friend forever. They are your friend. I guess that's not a pretending, but they definitely want to be more than a friend. The thought of you makes me smile inside. This person has a very strong energetic connection to you. I can feel them in the reading. They're very, yeah. Somehow I trust you. Group number 4, I think you have a secret crush and admire. And then you also have someone who definitely wants to come towards you. It could be the same person for some of you, but I'm kind of getting 2 different energies. There's someone who wants to come towards you. They need to make some very big changes in their lives. Because whatever it is they need to change, I don't think you would have a relationship with them while that's going on. So it could be that they're in another relationship. It could mean that they live far away. It could mean they have some kind of habit that you don't like. Like, dude, you're going to have to stop smoking or something. There's something that they know that they would have to change. That's kind of a big deal, though. It's not just a small thing. So, yeah, group number 4. I hope that resonated. If it did, could you please give me a thumbs up? It really helps me to grow this brand new channel, group number 4. And if you like the way that I read and you have not subscribed, please subscribe. You click that bell. You get notified when I upload new readings, group number 4. Sounds like you have a couple of options that are very strong for you that definitely are looking at you right now, definitely trying to figure out how to get involved with you. All right. Let me know in the comments, group number 4. Take care. Hello. Group number 5. Welcome to your reading. This is Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle. Let's clear the energies. Okay, group number 5. Last but not least, how do men view you? Group number 5. All the groups have been interesting. So group number 5, let's get to your reading. How do men view you? Could be men in your family, could be men who are your lovers, men who are friends or business colleagues. So we're just going to see. We're going to touch into the energies. You do not have to be any particular gender, but we'll see. So how do men view you, group number 5? As an empress. So fun. I'm hearing so fun. I don't know why Spirit is bringing up a part in a book that I really love. It's called Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. And part of the story, it's kind of like a story about the Buddha and how the Buddha comes to being the Buddha. So there's a part in the Buddha's life where the Buddha actually falls in love in the book. And he sees, is it Shamala? What's the name of his lover? I forgot, but she's like a courtesan. So she's kind of like a sacred prostitute or a sacred sex worker, whatever you want to call it. And he falls in love with her, like sees her in a garden, just resting. That's you, group number 5. The men who are very attracted to you, group number 5, they've seen you somewhere just off on your own, kind of just being in your environment, and they've like seen you. Like maybe you were at the park, maybe you were somewhere, but you were just lounging, and they were like, oh my God, group number 5. They do see you as some kind of empress, some kind of, even if you totally work and you work very hard, they see you as a woman of leisure. They really do. Group number 5. They see that that's your natural state, one of rest and beauty. Yeah. They feel like with you, many men feel like with you, they could come in out the cold. They could reestablish their lives. They feel like you are not only a beautiful gift, but you are a good luck charm. Many men feel like they would be able to restore their life to some kind of luxury if they were with you. So group number 5, you do have some men who are watching your coins, or some men who perceive that you're very well off, and that if they were with you, they would do well again. They could recoup some kind of financial losses. So just keep that in mind. There are some men who are looking at you that way, as someone who could help them change their luck if they needed to. Yeah. You've got a man, at the very least, if not more, who feel like you could help them come out of some kind of really tough situation. Even if it's not financial, it could be that they're having some kind of mental health slowdown, something you could help them with. It might even be both, someone who's got some maybe debilitating mental health issues, may not be able to work, and that might have been the reason they were in a 5 of Pentacles situation. But they're going to see you, and they see you as a rescuer, group number 5. They see you as someone who knows how to live your life in luxury, and they want to know what that life is. They want to be a part of that life. This, for a small group of you, this could be a person who's coming out of some kind of financial debacle on their own. and they may not want anything from you, group number 5. So keep that in mind. For a small group of you, there's just someone who feels like you know how to be successful, and they've been observing you and they admire that. It inspires them, but they're not trying to take anything from you, but they definitely could see that you both could have a very successful life together. You both kind of think the same way about your goals, about your intention. But there's also, I'm not going to lie, there is another energy around you that's pocket watching you, that wants to be a part of your life because they feel like you could give them a better life, group number 5. So definitely take it where it resonates. There are men viewing you. Definitely as someone who's successful. This is, men hear a lot about you. Group number 5. Even if a man is not really into and if they're not into gossip, but they hear a lot of things about you, you are in the mouth, group number 5, of a lot of people that men know. So if men are around other women or other people, they often hear about you. If it's in a business situation, whenever certain men are in conversations about certain kinds of business, your name comes up. So for some of you, group number 5, men are hearing about how well you do in business, how successful you are, how intelligent you are, how well you're doing, how rich you might be, how closely to the divine you work, and you really reap the benefits. You're someone who's completely healed. People talk about that a lot. I hear that there's gossip about you, group number 5. Like you've done some growth, you've changed, but you're emotionally intelligent. Men hear a lot of great things about you. Even your heart, your compassion, how you help people. Men love what they hear about you, group number 5. They also hear you're highly intelligent, like how you put things together, how you organize things. Some of you are masterful when it comes to business. Some of you are very masterful when it comes to putting things together, understanding the context of things. You've got that engineering mind. Men love it. They really do. You have a really, group number 5, whoever you are, you have a very strong work reputation. Like men have heard about your reputation. Yeah. There's men, even if they're not available right now for a romantic relationship with you, they hope that you will stay optimistic, meaning they hope that in your times where you're single, if you are single, that you will eventually consider them. They're really hoping you will. They're hoping that you would be positive. It would be a positive thing if they tried to ask you out, or maybe they'll go to your friends and see if your friends will help them kind of get introduced to you. They're hoping that you will not give up on men. There's men out there who are hoping you will not give up on men, because maybe they feel like you've been with some folks that ain't about shit, but they're like, they're not that person. Group number 5, they're like, no, I won't deceive you. You have deception in reverse. I won't deceive you. I won't tell you something that I don't mean, or describe myself as someone that I'm not like. I think there is a person and energy coming towards you that had to work on some family issues before they were able to come towards you. But yeah, bottom of the deck, spirits had to look at it and they said engagement. There's a man who wants to get engaged to you. There's a man that sees you as their partner, group number 5, but they're just coming out of healing some kind of family issues. So I don't know what that means. Maybe maybe they finalized the divorce. Maybe they had to take care of an elderly parent. I don't know. There's something that this person had to do first before they came towards you. And now it looks like they're ready to come towards you. That's interesting. Group number 5. They're hoping that they can get you to see them as a romantic partner. That's interesting. I think this person has a different kind of relationship with you, and they're wondering if it can change, if you would ever consider them as someone you could love. With Queen of Cups here, would you ever consider giving them that beautiful cup? Because the Queen of Cup, she has a very unique cup. It's different from everyone else in that suit. And they want to know, would you ever consider giving that cup to them, this man, group number 5? Would you ever see them that way? Would you ever see them worthy of your cup? Maybe. 2 of Cups. Maybe. Yeah. 4 of Pentacles. They if you even hinted at giving this person a cup, they'd snatch it and never let it go. They'd snatch it and never let it go. Whoever this male is. Yeah. Whoever they are, they're coming towards you. 6 of Cups. For some of you, this could be someone from your past. Spirit wants to say something about this person. Who is this person from the past? Delihante. Someone very creative. Someone that you see as very authentic in the things that they do. Who else is this person, Spirit? Yeah, they're a healer. So there's someone that you do see as a healer, group number 5. You do regard them as a healer. You regard them as very powerful. And you also regard them as authentic. Yeah, this could be someone that you work with. Used to work with, or you all have kind of the same kind of job, same kind of field of work. Maybe you don't work closely together, but it is someone that you've known through your work, or they do the same kind of work. This person would have either recently had some workplace disruptions or career disruptions. They're coming out of that, but they have always seen you as someone very successful, group 5. Someone in their mind who's always avoided, always had foresight, always was able to avoid career mishaps. Like you were always a step ahead, I'm hearing. Men regard you as someone who really honors their intuition, who really honors their foresight, their gut. Men see you avoiding debacles that they actually end up getting into. Men see you as very carefully planning things. They definitely see you as someone with foresight. Says, I want to man up and honor you. These are, here's what I am going to say. Some of the men that you've worked with in the past, they really didn't get you right away. Group number 5. They may have saw you as someone who didn't take a lot of chances or someone who was very conservative, but really Spirit is saying you just honor your gut. You don't mind waiting. You're very patient. You like to see things clearly before you make a move. Yeah, a lot of these men, they want to know if you think about them. They want to know if they're even on your mind. But, like for many of them, they kind of doubted group number 5. They feel like you're so successful, you're so busy. Some of them think you're dating someone else too. They said they want to be, they so much fantasize. Many men around you, group number 4, they fantasize about being your man. Some of you may have somebody. Some of you in group number 5 might already have a man, and you have other men around you who wish they could be that man. They really do. They think that man is so lucky. Some of them feel like they're better than your man. Just some of them. Yeah. Some of them really do feel like they're better than your man. I don't know what that's about. But they like to compare. They like to be like, why is group number 5 with someone like that when they can be with somebody like me? So group number 5, that's kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if you resonated with this reading, could you please give it a thumbs up? It helps me grow this brand new channel. If you haven't subscribed, would you please consider subscribing? All you do is subscribe, click that bell. You'll get notified when I upload new readings. Group number 5. Very cool. You have a lot of admirers out there who want to take it up a notch. All right, group number 5 and everyone. I hope that we'll see each other in a few more readings this weekend. Take care.